Hey guys, I'm the Burke and I do things, and today's video is going to be a chatty Q&A. I'm going to answer some questions that you guys asked. I posted on my community tab, my Instagram stories, and my Twitter. You guys submitted questions. I'm going to answer them here. If you're not following me other places, everywhere, my social media is always Things by the Burke. So if you guys want to see me answering some questions, then keep on watching. Let's go. I'll make sure to link all the makeup I'm using down below. I figured before I start answering questions, I would give you guys an update since the last video that I talked about life. So I'm filming this on Friday, March 20th. And so it's about a week since I filmed my last life update. And I have full-time been working from home. Scott really can't work from home. He was able to yesterday, but I don't think that's going to be a long-term thing. I think he's going to have to go back to work by Monday. But it's nice to know that there is a little bit more flexibility than we thought there was with his job. That being said, honestly, we've just been staying inside. I did post a vlog on Sunday. I know I started this month by saying I was going to stop daily uploads, but now I feel like I need to, not that I need to, but I feel like it helps by uploading more, so there's more content out there and it gives people something to do, distract their mind, all that stuff. So I did actually double post 2 vlogs this past weekend, and I've been showing you guys what we've been doing, but I mean, I'm fine. I'm not really one who like loves leaving the house. Sure, I get stir crazy when I'm in the house sometimes, but I don't know. I haven't gotten to my capacity where I'm like, okay, I'm going crazy, I need to leave. Which, you know, I'm kind of surprised I haven't hit that point yet, but when it does happen, I'll just take a walk or something. If you are interested in everything we've been doing, you can check out that vlog. I mean, it's been pretty, I don't want to say business as usual here, but not a lot has changed. I definitely think it's more of a change for people who have kids that are now having to be homeschooled and who have jobs that they cannot work virtually and are no longer having like an income coming in. So like, I am not somebody who is super affected by self-quarantining myself with my cats. So I don't want to really complain about that. But what I did want to do is just let you guys know that I'm okay. And I will now answer your questions. First question is, how scary was it to step out and do a YouTube video? Do you recommend this to others? I always recommend people to do YouTube. I honestly like to recommend people to do any kind of social media that's a little different than something they've done before, because it is scary. And I can say this for sure because, you know, a couple weeks ago, I had never used TikTok. This is a really bad example, but it's like, it's the same point. I had never used TikTok and I was like, I'm too old, I'm too this, I'm too that. Like, I can't TikTok. And then as soon as I posted the first video, like, I haven't been able to stop. So it's kind of just taking that first step, which is going to always kind of be scary, but I don't think you'll regret it. And as far as YouTube goes, I was very bored and I just wanted something to do. So if you're not familiar with why I started my YouTube channel, I started my channel in 2017 after I had had knee surgery and I had been stuck in the house at that point for probably about 2 months. And I used a lot of my time just watching YouTube. And at that point I was only doing like hauls and unboxings, and you know, that's easy stuff to do. You don't really need like a talent. Like, I always thought like on YouTube you had to have some sort of a talent. I was like, oh, people just like open things. Like, I can open things. Scott kind of helped teach me what to do, because if you do not know, Scott has a YouTube channel. He does not post quite as frequently as he once did, but he does have a channel. And even with me, like, I always said like I would never do makeup on YouTube because I'm not a makeup artist. I came to realize like doing makeup on YouTube doesn't mean you're a makeup artist. You can just like to play with makeup and think it's fun. So there's like a niche kind of out there for everyone. And this is the one that I wound up doing, which I don't even know what it is, but you know, I am definitely not a makeup artist. I am just somebody who's sitting in a spare bedroom putting makeup on my face in front of a camera. What is your favorite food? See, this is hard. I'm gonna say nachos. Yeah. Like, if there's one food that I will eat everywhere, it is nachos. Now, I have a favorite place near where we live that I love, and they're like my favorite nachos. But yeah, I'm just like a big nacho lover. But I also, a close runner-up is gonna be macaroni and cheese. Those are like my 2 faves. Growing up though, I would have definitely said, like when I was younger, it would have been a bagel with cream cheese. Like, I remember my favorite restaurant when I was really little to go out to eat was Perkins, because Perkins, you could get a bagel for dinner at Perkins, and I thought that was like the coolest thing ever. So there's that. My favorite place to eat, oh, well, it would be where I can get those nachos. It's a place called Las Margaritas. It's in Southampton, Pennsylvania. There are a couple locations, but I like the Southampton one because it's bigger, so you can get seated easily. Vacation spot, hard question to answer. Now, I'm not much of a vacationer because I don't like leaving my house. I definitely have been on good vacations, but of all the ones I've been on in my adult life, there are two that I'm most likely to return to someday. Miami, I really enjoy Miami a lot, and Disney cruising. I don't know, I just think I'm a cruise lady now. We had a really good time. Really good time. Scott's at the supermarket right now. So I'm not at the supermarket because I have some sort of a residual cough left over from a cold I had a week or so ago. So I did not feel like I should be going out in public. So he ran to the supermarket with like a list of a couple things we need. Obviously eggs are one of them, and I told him there were no eggs there. I told him this is why we should get chickens one day. We don't have a backyard though, so we can't have chickens right now, but someday I would love some chickens. I've been slowly but surely trying to convince him that we should get a couple chickens. So if you guys have any good chicken stories to share, feel free to leave them in the comments so we can share them with Scott. Favorite book, movie, TV show. Favorite book. Guys, I am really bad. I don't have the attention span to read or listen to even listen to an audiobook. Scott listens to audiobooks all day long. Like that's all he's ever doing is listening to audiobooks. I have so much trouble focusing. So I seriously only really watch YouTube videos. I don't read. So that's embarrassing. Favorite movie is 100% Avengers Endgame. I saw it in the theater 2 times and hysterically cried both times. Favorite TV show, really hard to answer that. I do watch a lot of TV, and I watch a lot of like crime TV, like true crime is my very guilty pleasure. However, I can't like rewatch crime shows. Like once I see it, I'm like, okay, I know this story next. I can't really rewatch it. And a lot of the times when I listen to like true crime podcasts, as soon as they start telling a story, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be this guy. Like I know a lot of murderers. That's normal. However, a show that I can watch from start to finish, in a loop, no matter how many times, is The Office. Especially now as somebody who works in an office environment, it hits home a little harder. So right now, during the self-isolation, the 2 shows that Scott and I are actively in the middle of watching together are The Office. I think we're on season 5 right now. We started in January. It's not like we just started and binge watched it all. I try to watch it once a year. And then we're also watching Clone Wars. So what we did was we started with Star Wars Episode 1 and we watched 1, 2, and now we're watching the Clone Wars. And then I think after the Clone Wars, which the last season is currently airing, but right now I think we're on season 4 of the Clone Wars. Then you go into, I might be wrong with this order, don't quote me. I think then you go to Episode 3. Han Solo movie fits in here somewhere, don't know where. I think then you watch the Rebels show, and then you go into Rogue One, and then I think you go into A New Hope. I don't know. That's kind of another thing we're doing. But we started that maybe in November. So that's something we've been doing as well. And that show is on Disney Plus. That's what we watch on Disney Plus. I did hear with everything going on that they might release the 2nd season of The Mandalorian early, which that would be fun. I love that show. Next question. What do you like most at YouTube? Honestly, you guys make, like I make the videos for you, and it's so much fun kind of reaching out and meeting new people, and whether that be people who are just viewers of YouTube or people who are viewers and content creators, it's just a very cool way to meet people. And as somebody who is very shy, very introverted, like I don't really meet new people all that often unless I'm in work, meeting people that work where I work. So this is like my way of being social, is talking to a camera in an empty room and making friends. So thank you for being my friend. How did you and Scott meet? Okay, so Scott and I went to the same high school. So I graduated in 2007 and he graduated in 2008. And I met him January of my senior year of high school. So it's very funny. I don't know if funny is the right word, but I started dating someone April of my senior year of high school who was one of Scott's friends. And we dated for 5.5 years, me and this individual. And it's funny because I went to my ex-boyfriend's prom when he was a senior. So I was a freshman in college. And so in all these like prom pictures, Scott's like, it's like Scott, in the pictures it's Scott, his date, my ex-boyfriend and me. So there's always like these two people in between Scott and me in Scott's prom pictures, which I think is funny. But yeah, so Scott and I actually met in 2007 and we did not start dating until way after college in November of 2012. So we were still friends all throughout college, but we weren't dating, but we didn't start dating till November 2012. But yeah, we met in high school. Not high school sweethearts, but we met in high school. If it's too personal, don't answer, but any kiddos planned in the future? Yeah, Scott and I do want kids. Ideally, we would like 2. That's kind of what we've discussed, is we think 2 would be a good number, but I mean, I don't like to jinx it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yes, we do want kids. If you had a dream job, what would it be? This is my dream job right here. I mean, I do not even make money on this channel to call it a job. So yeah, this would be my dream job. I love doing this. One of the things that I really like is being able to help people. And I feel like here is where I'm able to do that because I'm able to make connections and answer people's questions and, you know, just have a conversation, where I feel like in my regular job, I don't really get that type of gratification from the work I do. I don't necessarily feel like I'm helping people. And if you don't know, I work in finance for a large company in government compliance. So it's kind of really boring. It's not very mentally invigorating what I do. I don't really feel a reward from the work that I provide, I guess is what I can say. Whereas when I'm here, like, I feel like I get feedback and I know what I get out of watching YouTube. And if I can give that feeling to other people, that makes me feel gratified in the work that I do. So that's why this is my dream job, because I feel like I want to be able to provide happiness to people. I like making people laugh. That's why I enjoy TikTok so much, because I am a very not serious person. I love to goof around. So for me, TikTok is like this outlet where I can just finally be like my weird self, uncensored. So even when I started this channel, I didn't necessarily start this channel as like a job, a serious place. Like, I started this channel because I liked being silly. I liked being funny. So I liked that I can make people laugh here, make people forget that there's some crazy pandemic in the world right now, because right now we're just hanging out, talking, having a conversation. You don't have to think about what's going on outside of your house right now. So I get a lot of gratification out of what I do here, is my point. All right, next question is from Heather Austin. She has a YouTube channel. I'm gonna link her channel down below because she is really fun and down to earth and one of the good ones here on YouTube. So she said, if you were quarantined with 4 characters from any TV show, who would you choose? That is so hard. I have to go back to my OG high school loving days. And my first answer would be Seth Cohen from the OC. Please tell me somebody knows Seth Cohen from the OC. I used to have a shirt that I would wear around high school that said, I love Seth Cohen. That's my first answer. I want to pick from 4 different shows too. So I have to pick someone from The Office. I want to pick Dwight. I feel like Dwight would be hilarious to be locked in quarantine with. I don't know why, but I just think that would be highly entertaining. Let's pick another TV show. Okay, another show I absolutely love is Bones. I own every season on DVD, and that's not a thing that matters in this world anymore, and from Bones, I would pick, you know what? I would pick Bones. I would pick Dr. Brennan because she's really smart and she's a doctor, and I would get really good advice, I feel like, from her during this time. All right, let's pick one more. Okay, I'm going on Netflix to like look at shows because I forget what shows exist. Ooh, let's pick someone from Parks and Rec. That's a good one. From Parks and Rec, ooh, I'm gonna pick Ron Swanson. I feel like Ron Swanson and Dwight together would be highly entertaining and very good entertainment in general for being quarantined. So that's who I would pick to spend my quarantine with. How do you meal plan? How are you feeling since you stopped weekend posts? Well, I took one weekend off and now here we are. Although it's not as overwhelming now that I am home more. So being home from work means, first of all, I get 10 hours back a week because my hour commute each way is gone. And on top of that, I'm getting an extra hour of sleep every night because I get to sleep in an extra hour that I'm not driving. So I'm more awake during the day, which is good. And I'm really bad at meal planning. Let me tell you that. That is not my good thing. I'm not good at that. However, for this experience we're going through, I have a Pinterest board that I created that is called like Easy Recipes. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. I don't know, do you guys like Pinterest? I never thought of sharing my Pinterest with you. It's like the same Pinterest, like my personal Pinterest that I've had since I was like in college. So there's probably a lot of really weird things on it. But I made a recipe board on Pinterest called Easy Recipes. Now it doesn't mean I've tried them all and I can recommend them all, but I went through and I picked a ton of them before we went food shopping last week. And I just wrote down all the ingredients we would need. And that's how I've been basically meal prepping for this experience. And I post all of those recipes on my Instagram stories, and any recipe that I did during this week that was in this week's vlog, I do have the links to them in the video description. But honestly, meal prepping is not something I excel at normally, but in a pandemic, apparently, I can get my stuff together. What is my favorite alcoholic drink? Well, it goes with my favorite food of nachos, and the answer is margaritas. I'm not picky when it comes to margaritas. I really am fine with just like a totally plain, normal house margarita. I'm not really picky about brand. Like I usually buy Jose Cuervo. And I mean, the one I get at my favorite restaurant that I get the nachos from, I get the frozen strawberry margarita because it tastes amazing, but I don't prefer frozen over on the rocks. Like I just love the margarita. I don't like to discriminate against different kinds. What was life like for Lil Rachael Burke? Good question. I'm gonna consider Lil Burke like elementary age. So it was weird, I'm not gonna lie. So through first grade, I actually went to school in the Philadelphia public school system. I lived in the northeast of Philadelphia, and it's not a very good school system. We lived there, and when my mom was pregnant with my second brother, so I'm the oldest of 4 kids. So when she was pregnant with my second brother, we had to move because there wasn't room for a third child in this house. So we moved to the suburbs. That was a really hard adjustment for me because the curriculum was a lot more advanced in the suburban public schools because that's how this world works. And I had to be put in a lot of special classes to catch up because, I mean, examples are, so, oh my gosh, I can't believe first grade, I think second grade. I was in public school in Philadelphia through second grade. So in the school that I went to, these kids were reading beginner chapter books. These kids had already started learning multiplication, and I hadn't done any of that in the public school in Philadelphia. So I had a lot of catching up to do, and I kind of always felt like I was playing catch up from there. So that wasn't a very pleasant experience for me. Suburban school kids can be little, you know what's. I don't want to say anything not too foul right now, but my mom always says that I was a very nice kid, and then we moved to the suburbs and I had to put up this like exterior once we moved there because of the little brats I went to school with. So yeah, that was my life. I was thinking I could make a video where I just tell like really funny stories of like the dumb stuff I did as a kid. Let me know if you want to see that. What is your favorite board game? Okay, so Scott and I have been playing a board game every single night since we've been stuck inside, and now it's hard for me. Let me think. Now, I know Scott's favorite board game is Settlers of Catan. I don't know, I like Scrabble. I don't know, I'm like a word game person. In high school, I used to play Boggle all the time with my friends because we were really, really cool and did a lot of crazy things in high school. I prefer I know this is not a popular opinion, but I prefer 2-player board games over multiplayer board games. So I know that. But yeah, those were all the questions. This is the final look. All the makeup will be down below. That eyeshadow, that's e.l.f. It's this hot chocolate palette that came out with their winter. But this shade here is like this really pretty top coat. So yeah, that's the face. Those are the answers. And yeah, I hope everyone is staying inside, staying safe, doing what you can to help anyone around you who might need a little extra help these days. And I will try to keep you as updated as I can. I'm trying to post more than normal, so I hope you're staying entertained at least. Let me know whatever you want me to know in the comments. And as usual, thanks for stopping by my channel. If you're new here, click the subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. I have my Twitter and my Instagram down below. Give them a follow, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.